So yeah, you could basically say that I have a very normal, very standard, average even relationship with the Scott Pilgrim franchise. This is Ramona's final battle outfit, by the way. Appreciate for the costume, thank you. But yeah, so when you're introduced to Scott Pilgrim, when you're introduced to the world of Scott Pilgrim through the comics, as it should be, you know, when you first read the comic, you meet Ramona Flowers, and she's funny, and she's silly, and she's a little bit aloof, and, you know, you get fun scenes like her being like, yeah, I was totally waiting on you. But in the movie, when Scott Pilgrim shows up late and says, like, oh, I thought you were gonna be late, she's like, yeah, I was totally waiting on you. Who is this woman? And I understand that it's a movie. They don't have time to run into Ramona's whole personality and backstory, and a lot of the fun little scenes are cut out and changed, whatever. But her personality is, lack of a better word, missing. Yeah, she kind of doesn't have an identity or personality at all. Oh, which is crazy, because Ramona is supposed to be, you know, like a parody of the manic pixie dream girl. But in the movie, because they didn't have enough time for her arc, she just is the manic pixie dream girl. Are we seeing the problem? Are we seeing the problem? Yeah. So then when we're introduced to, you know, the film, the TV adaptation, so that happens in 2023, which I was so excited, the first piece of Scott Pilgrim media in like a decade, color me excited, I'm here. But then Ramona in it, she's aloof and mysterious and doesn't have much of a personality. Guys, I'm scared. Guys, you're joking. You're joking, right? We're kidding? Because the Ramona that I'm used to is the Ramona from the comic. The Ramona who, when she's talking to Scott about sharing a room with Wallace, she's like, so you sleep in the same bed as a gay guy? What, are you gay? And Scott gets defensive and he's like, no, I'm not gay. I mean, he's gay, but I'm not gay. And she's like, you're gay. You're totally gay. That's my silly Billy. So tell me why in the TV adaptation she's much more like her movie. Okay, I get it. Movies are more accessible than comics. The movie has a bigger cast. It's easier to get into. But I think more people should read the comic because the comic is really good. And I'm sick and tired of people coming up to me and being like, oh my god, you remind me of Ramona Flowers. But I know that they're not thinking of the right Ramona Flowers. They look at me because I have dyed hair and I smoke cigarettes and I'm cool and awesome. And they're like, oh, she's just like Ramona Flowers. But that's not why I'm like Ramona Flowers. I'm like Ramona Flowers because I have dyed hair and I'm alternative and blah, whatever. But also because I'm silly and funny and like to have fun and keep things cash. And people don't get that. The TLDR is that Ramona Flowers started off as a parody of Manic Pixie Dream Girls. And because her new adaptation got more popular than the original, she ended up just being that Manic Pixie Dream Girl forever. She's cursed. She's cursed to be a Manic Pixie Dream Girl, and it's Edgar Wright's fault. I'm kidding, I love that movie. Okay. Love you, bye.